This time we are going back to Nigeria, to Lagos, the biggest, loudest, most electric city in Africa. 20 million people, traffic that never sleeps, music blasting from every corner, and a generation of young people packed with talent that the rest of the world refuses to see. Picture this. It is 1991. A boy is born to two church ministers. Both of his parents are reverends. He grows up between Lagos and Warri, in a home built on faith, discipline, and one simple belief. You are here to serve something bigger than yourself. His name is Iyinoluwa Aboyeji, but everyone just calls him E. And from a young age, he notices something that bothers him deeply. He looks around at the young people of Nigeria, brilliant, hungry, hardworking kids everywhere, and he sees them going nowhere. Not because they are not good enough, but because nobody will give them a chance. He is smart. He is curious. He gets into Loyola Jesuit College, one of the best schools in the country. Life is good. The future looks bright. And then, in December 2005, when E is just 14 years old, the unthinkable happens. A plane carrying students from his school home for Christmas crashes. 60 of his schoolmates are killed. 60 children. Friends he sat next to, kids he played with, gone in an instant. A 14-year-old boy has to stand there and understand something no child should ever have to learn, that life can be taken away in seconds. He later said it was the very first time he truly saw how the broken systems of a whole society come crashing down onto the lives of ordinary people. Bad planes, bad rules, bad choices made by people in offices far away, and ordinary families paying the price with their children. That day broke something inside him, and it built something too. A burning, urgent question. If my time here can end at any moment, what am I going to do with the seconds I have left? He had 86,400 seconds every single day, and he decided he would use them to build a future for an entire continent. This is 86,400 Stories, episode 29, The Man Who Built Africa's Future. He left Nigeria to study in Canada. He went to the University of Waterloo to study legal studies, surrounded by one of the biggest startup scenes in the world. And there, sitting in lecture halls and coffee shops, he had a realization that changed the entire direction of his life. He looked around at these Canadian students casually building software companies in their dorm rooms and getting funded. And he thought, hold on a second. My friends back home in Lagos are just as smart as these guys, just as hungry, just as talented. Some of them are smarter. The only difference between them is not brains. It is not effort. It is the opportunity. Talent is everywhere. Opportunity is not. That one sentence became his life's mission. So he started building. His first company was an education startup. It struggled badly. His second one was called Fora, an attempt to bring online learning to African universities. He poured his heart, his savings, and years of his life into it. And it failed. Completely. He was in his early 20s broke and staring at the wreckage of two dead companies. Now here is where the trap kicks in. Imagine being a young Nigerian founder trying to raise money in Silicon Valley in 2012. You walk into rooms full of investors and you tell them you want to build a tech company in Africa. And they look at you like you are speaking a foreign language. Africa, tech, nobody believes it. Nobody funds it. The infrastructure is broken. The power cuts out. The internet crawls. The banks do not work together. Everything that would be easy in California is a nightmare in Lagos. That grind, the failed startups, the doors that would not open, the investors who did not believe, that was his silent grind. Most people would have taken the safe job in Canada and never looked back. But E did not want a safe life. He had watched 60 children die at 14 years old. He knew exactly how short the clock really is. He did not want comfortable, he wanted useful. In 2014, E co-founded a company with one of the boldest ideas in tech history. It was called Andela. Here was the idea, and it is beautiful in how simple it is. Big companies all over the world, in America, in Europe, everywhere, are absolutely desperate for software engineers. They cannot find enough of them, and they are paying huge money to get them. Meanwhile, sitting right there in Africa are millions of brilliant, hungry young people with all the raw talent in the world, but no training, no laptop, no connections, and no way in. So Andela would find the very best young minds across Africa, train them into world-class engineers for free, and then place them into top global companies as remote team members. Their goal was insane: train 100,000 African software developers. That was the ultimate vision. He was not building a clever little app to make money. He was building a bridge, a permanent, unbreakable bridge between African talent on one side and global opportunity on the other. And once a bridge like that exists, nobody can ever take it away. And the world noticed. Andela became so respected that Mark Zuckerberg himself, through the Zuckerberg initiative, invested $24 million into it. Google's investment arm came in too. Zuckerberg even flew to Lagos to see it with his own eyes. Think about that. A Nigerian kid who watched 60 of his classmates die, who failed twice, who was laughed out of investor meetings, now had the founder of Facebook writing him a check. Andela became a unicorn. That is what they call a startup worth over $1 billion. There are only a handful of them in the whole of Africa. And E was still in his 20s when it happened. Thousands of young Africans got trained, got jobs, and got to feed their families because he refused to accept that talent should be wasted. Most people would stop there, cash out, retire, buy the beach house. E walked away because he saw an even bigger problem to solve. Here was the problem. Africa had talent now, but it still could not move money. If you were a business in Nigeria and you wanted to take a payment from a customer in Kenya or Ghana or South Africa, it was an absolute nightmare. Different banks that did not talk to each other, different rules in every country, different currencies. Payments failed constantly for no reason. Imagine trying to run a business where half your customers simply cannot pay you. The whole continent was cut off from the global economy by broken plumbing. So in 2016, E co-founded Flutterwave with a brilliant engineer named Olubenga Agbula. Their mission was simple and gigantic: build one single payment system that works for all of Africa. One pipe, every country, every currency. That was the ultimate boss move, because if you control how money moves across an entire continent, you do not just build a company. You build the foundation that thousands of other companies will be built on top of. And Flutterwave absolutely exploded. It partnered with the giants, MasterCard and Visa. Under E's leadership as managing director, it processed over $2 billion across more than 50 million separate transactions. Millions of African businesses could finally sell to the world, and it eventually became a unicorn too, valued at $3 billion. Stop and count that. 2 unicorn companies, both built in Africa, both before he even turned 30 years old. There are people who spend their whole lives trying to build one. And then in 2018, he walked away again because E was never chasing money. He was chasing the mission. In 2019, he started Future Africa, a fund that gives money, coaching, and community to young African founders. Today, it has backed over 100 startups across the continent. He stopped being the builder, and he became the man who builds the builders. So now I have to ask you something. What is your excuse? Iyinoluwa Aboyeji watched 60 of his schoolmates die when he was 14 years old. He failed at his first startup. He failed at his second. He sat in rooms where investors laughed at the idea of African technology. He built companies in a place where the power cuts out and the internet crawls. And he built $2 billion companies before the age of 30 and then gave the playbook away to everybody else. That is true power. Not the power to own everything. The power to open the door and hold it open for the thousands of people coming behind you. Because here is what E figured out at 14 years old. Standing in the wreckage of the worst day of his life, talent is everywhere, but opportunity is not. And if you're lucky enough to walk through a door, your real job is to build more doors. The trap you are sitting in right now, the failed attempt, the people who do not believe in where you come from, the broken system around you, that is not a reason to stop. That is the exact problem you were born to solve. He did it all inside the same 86,400 seconds you and I get every single morning. Same clock, same hours, different choices. Take the pain of the trap and build the thing that was missing. Master the hustle by solving the problem everyone else says is impossible, and fight for the ultimate flex, the life where your success is measured by how many people you lifted with you. The pen is in your hands, and possibility has no postcode. If this story moved you, smash that subscribe button right now. Hit the bell so you never miss an episode. Share this with a young person who needs to believe their postcode is not their telling. And drop a comment. Tell me, what door are you going to build? See you in the next account. This has been 86,400 Stories, hosted by Mayo. Every second there is a story.